Hi, Cheri Fogarty here, author of How to Get Happier and More Grateful Children in Just 21 Days and founder of the Habit Gratitude Blueprint for Busy Moms and Families, where we show you how to get happier and more grateful children and be happier and more grateful yourself. And you're here, so I know that you want all of the benefits gratitude has to offer, both for you and for your children. You want them to be happier, healthier, more optimistic, kinder and compassionate, and so much more. But knowing you want more grateful children and actually getting more grateful children is often much easier said than done. And one of the biggest reasons is that there are some very big and very real obstacles that we real moms face in the real world when trying to teach our children to be more grateful, and not the world that a controlled research study or 5-minute morning television segment or magazine cover thinks we live in, where real life is busy, real life is messy, real life is unpredictable, and more often than not, we're just trying to get through the day. So most moms don't teach their children to be more grateful, simply put, because of these obstacles. So in this video series, I will go through one obstacle per video to keep it short and sweet, because I know you're busy, and to teach you how to not only tell you what the obstacles are, but tell you how to overcome them. Because knowing it and doing it are two different things. It's great if you know what the obstacles are, but you also have to know how to overcome them so that you can teach your children to be more grateful, so you can have happier, more grateful children and be happier, more grateful yourself. Okay, the number one obstacle, and I'm just going to go through 10, not today, just one today. These are the 10 I hear time and time again for the years I've been teaching busy moms and children how to get more grateful children and be more grateful themselves. These are the obstacles. Each and every one of these I faced in my own journey to teach my own 4 very busy children to be more grateful and to be more grateful myself. So I've encountered every one of these and more. And again, I want to tell you what they are so that if and when you hit them, which inevitably you will in the real world because real life happens, you won't let them stop you from teaching your children to be more grateful. Something that's so important, it's literally life-changing for you and for them. So don't let any of these obstacles stop you from teaching your children to be more grateful. So today, the number one obstacle to teaching children to be more grateful, I think, for real moms in the real world, goes to this picture. And that is, oops, that we're just too busy. We're too darn busy to think about adding one more thing to our already way too long to-do list. But here's the thing. I know how busy you are. I am super busy too. We are all busy. There's not a mom out there or family out there in this modern world that isn't busy. As my mom always says, and she was the most involved mom I know, and she said, I'm 100 times busier. Not necessarily doing wonderful things, but just busy. We have so many requirements as parents and as kids these days, from activities to school to email. They want us everywhere, it seems like. And we're busy. Our kids are busy. But if you're going to teach your children to be more grateful, if you know how important it is and you want to do it, you have to make it a priority. So the number one way to overcome the obstacle of being too busy is to make a commitment to doing it, to knowing how important gratitude is and all of the positive benefits and also the very negative consequences of entitled, ungrateful, materialistic children, because we don't want any of those. And we'll talk about those in future videos. But if we want all of the benefits of gratitude for us and for our children, first and foremost, we have to commit to doing it, because we all have the same 24 hours in a day, the same 7 days a week. And if something's important enough, which I hope you'll agree teaching your children to be more grateful is, if it's important enough, you'll find the time. We make the time. We make the time. It also, to overcome the obstacle of being too busy, if you want to teach your children to be more grateful, it has to be easy, it has to be fun, and it has to not take too much time, right? And there are some other things to overcome the obstacle, like having a system to follow, having super simple tools that you and your kids can use. But the bottom line is, first and foremost, no matter how busy you are, I want you to know that you can and should teach your children to be more grateful. So if you felt in the past, or you feel right now, that you're just too busy, you know how important teaching your kids to be more grateful is, but you just think you're too busy to do it, or your kids are too busy to do it, I want to tell you right now, we can overcome this obstacle, and no matter how busy we are or our families are, we can teach our children to be more grateful. It can be simple and fun, and it doesn't have to take a lot of time. So now you know what the number one obstacle is, at least for most of us. And in the comments below, I would love to hear from you. Have you faced this obstacle? Have you tried teaching your children to be more grateful? Or have you not even tried because you think you're too busy to do it? And then I also want to let you know, below this video there'll be a link, because everything I teach I always want to offer the opportunity to do it, because knowing it, knowing what the obstacle is, and knowing that you can overcome it and how to overcome it with a system, with simple tools, with making the commitment is great. But if you want a little deeper dive training and you want to know how to actually do it, I'll always provide links below to programs, strategies, tools, ideas that I have and others have that will help you put it into action what you've learned to do it. Because there's nothing more frustrating to me than learning something and then not knowing what to do with it. So again, this is a very quick video, but if you want to know more, just check out the links below and you can find out more. So that's it. You now know the #1 obstacle to teaching your children to be more grateful, which is being busy and overwhelmed and overscheduled. But that you also know we can absolutely overcome this and teach our children to be more grateful. And again, there may be nothing more important to do, especially in today's world. So as always, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a mom or dad. We have some dads here too. And for being the best one you can be. It's a hard job, and I honor you for doing it and for wanting to learn more about teaching your children to be more grateful. And as always, leave your comment below. And if you liked this video and find it helpful or find them helpful, please share them with your mom or dad network so we can all get happier, more grateful children and be happier, more grateful yourself. And until then, remember, we can have happier, more grateful children. We can overcome the obstacle of being too busy. We can be happier and more grateful ourselves, and we can and we are changing the world, one child and one family at a time, starting with their own. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time when I tell you what the #2 obstacle to teaching your kids to be more grateful is.